I regret not leaving my wife for my mistress. I've been married for 5 years to a narcissist. I didn't really realize what I was getting into because I never had a serious relationship before her. My parents were also narcissists, so I thought some red flags were normal, and things didn't really escalate until after we married. I realize this now because I've been working through it in therapy, although I've always had the feeling something was off. In hindsight, I should have run much sooner. 2 years in, she cheated on me and said we needed to open the marriage to meet her needs or she'd leave me and go after alimony. I didn't want to lose her. I didn't want to give up a significant amount of my paycheck. I earn much more than her, and I'm a pushover who hates himself. So I agreed on the condition she practiced safe sex. I didn't see anyone for a while since I was busy with work, but she got a few boyfriends and had some one-night stands on top of it. She'd always talk about it in detail when we did have time together. I just emotionally checked out and tried to focus on other things. Then one time when she was staying with her boyfriend for 2 weeks and I had some free time, I thought fuck it. I visited a strip club. I'd never even stepped foot inside of one and had no idea what to expect, except that an attractive woman would pretend to like me if I paid her for it. Part of me wanted to have something to talk about when my wife came home and would talk about her sexual experiences, but part of me wanted the validation even if it was fake. I paid the entry fee, sat at the bar and got a drink. When I saw literally the most gorgeous girl I'd ever seen walk out. She looked almost AI generated, too perfect to exist. I watched her for a while in the crowd, and on stage, which was mind-blowingly surreal to say the least, but felt too nervous to talk to her. Eventually she did come over and greet me. She had a soft voice, very warm and funny personality. We got to talking and actually had a lot in common. She said she was stripping her way through school and invited me for a dance. She brought up that the club offers VIP rooms by time, and since I brought lots of cash to burn, I took her up on that offer. Without going into much detail, by the end of that hour I was feeling on top of the world. We laughed, talked, joked and even danced together. I never had so much fun with anyone in my life. She said she normally doesn't see customers outside of the club ever, but gave me her real name and phone number. The next few months was a whirlwind romance that felt like out of a movie. We opened up to each other about a lot, and became really close. She brought out a confident and fun side of me I didn't even know I had. We could talk for hours on end and I couldn't stop thinking about her. The last time I saw her we finally slept together. It was the best night of my life, completely mind-blowing. I didn't know sex could be like that. She made me feel so desired and I loved returning the favor. Admittedly, I neglected my marriage during this time, but I didn't even feel guilty because of what my wife had put me through. My wife started to notice and became more controlling and irritable. She knew I started seeing someone too, and seemed fine with it at first, but eventually she blew up. She said I had to cut off my girlfriend, and close our marriage or she'd follow through with divorce, or killing herself. She cut off all her affair partners and started staying home 24/7 and became very paranoid and vigilant of what I was doing. She said my mistress was just a dumb whore who was going nowhere in life, didn't care about me, was using me for my money, and I was stupid to throw away our marriage for her. My parents also sided with her. Her words kind of got to me at the time, and I sort of convinced myself that my girlfriend really was using me and it was just her job, even though when I got her gifts and did things for her and saw her in the club a few times while we were dating, she never asked me to do any of those things, and there were occasions where we did free cheap dates and she just seemed happy to be with me. I called my girlfriend and cut things off with her. I was really apologetic about the situation. She was so understanding, more than I deserved, especially since I hadn't been completely open with her about everything at this point, but I could tell she was trying not to cry. I felt really bad, but I went through with doing what I felt needed to be done and tried to focus on my marriage. I also started therapy. It's been another couple of years. I've worked through issues in therapy and my wife's behavior has only gotten more abusive. We weren't able to move past everything and I don't think we ever will. We've only slept together once since then and it was nothing great. And more than anything, I think about my girlfriend. I think about her every day. I have to think about her every time I masturbate or I can't get off, and porn doesn't do anything for me anymore. I feel so emotionally and physically frustrated. I realized I love her and I can't believe what I gave up and what could have been. I fucking hate myself for not being honest with her, for investing in my wife who seems to hate me more by the day and not the only person who ever made me feel happy, appreciated and desired. She doesn't use social media and she blocked my number, so I have no clue what she's up to and it drives me crazy. Part of me is glad because if I found out she moved on with another man I'd probably go fully insane, even though I have no right to because she deserves better than me. It's far too late to change things. I feel like a zombie, living a half-life, going through the motions, everything looking fine and perfect on the surface but trapped in a nightmare. I look like I've aged 10 years from stress. I wish I divorced my wife for her. If I divorce my wife now I'm going to have to deal with dating again in my mid-30s, if any other woman can even come close to her anyways. My wife wants to have kids but I keep putting it off because I'll probably end up killing myself soon enough and it wouldn't be fair to my children. I can't even be upset because this is the life I chose for myself and I'll have to just deal with it. Thanks for watching. Reddit post down below.